This fun first of a series of videos on the ACT. We could say all kinds of mean and awful things about it. We can think all kinds of mean and awful things about it. But the fact of the matter is, it is a test that the schools use to gauge for many things, both for admittance and financial and where to place you in courses, and they use it as a baseline of understanding on what level you are at in certain academic areas. Also, for some of you taking the ASVAB, the part that they use for deciding which branch to get in is mostly the math and the verbal, which if you can do well on the ACT, you can do better on that as well. So it covers in many fields. And down the road, depending on what career you choose, fortunately you will take more standardized tests, whether you become an accountant or a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher. They just love these things. So learning how to take them, how to get the score that you need, or that you hope to get early on, and how to read and solve through their inane way of doing questions sooner rather than later will benefit you. So might as well get it done. We're going to start by looking at this boring chart here. This boring chart is a score chart. It's the raw scores, which you can see up here. So the ACT, as you probably know, is 4 different tests. There's an English, a math, a reading, and a science. And so we got test 1, test 2, test 3, and test 4. And the scale score is an average of those 4 sections. So if you get like a 20 on your English, and let's say 25 on your math, and a 25 on your reading, and we're going to keep our arithmetic pretty simple right now, and a 20 on your science, they'll add those 4 up. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 50 is 90, and divide that by 4, which is, how much 4 going to 90? I forgot my calculator. 24, 22.5. That makes more sense. So you would get about a 23 on the test, and that's the score that we look at. Now, for certain subjects, so when they decide what math you're going to take in college or not, they'll actually look at your ACT math score possibly to decide that. They'll give you an opportunity to test again if you, and some will require that. And then, so everyone looks at this thing, and they want to do as well as they can, obviously, because it's sort of a test against yourself. It doesn't count for your school grade or anything. But they need to realize what score they need to get. So, and there's some strategy behind it. So we're going to look at maybe like, in a lot of states, in our state, I think it's 22 right here. Definitely gets you into the state schools and gets you a large portion of the financial aid, the Hope Scholarship, which we have here in Tennessee. And so that's the score that, if you get that, you're in pretty good shape. You may want to be going to a school that requires a higher score, maybe a 33, or maybe you it's a really hard test and you're doing the best you can, and maybe on top of being an athlete, and we'll look at how to do the NCAA stuff, and so maybe a 16 is all you need. It's really all kinds of different options in there. So we'll look at a 22 just because. This test, unlike other tests you've taken, doesn't require you to get everything right. Only the people trying to get these top scores up here are really trying to get everything right. And most of this stuff is really, once you get in here, these are all, to most schools, they're about the same. So I'm not worrying about those right now. And if you're at that level, you're focusing on some details and really trying to nail down some stuff. I'm in this big area. So out of the English test, which has 75 questions, you need to get, now this is a range here, because every ACT is slightly different. This comes from the preparing for the ACT 2017, 2018. So, but it's all pretty close. Every test they have to adjust it just minor bits. So you need to get 51 we'll call it 51 questions right. Well, that leaves able to get 24 wrong. So, wrong. W. That's way better than your normal class test where you got to get like to make 100 on or make an A. If you have 35 questions, you got to get 70 of them right. On top of that, you always guess on the ACT if you don't know. So if you just bubble in answers, you're going to get 1 out of 5 questions right. I'm guessing. So this can kind of help with our strategy. So if you get 50 of them right and then guess on 24, so if I get 50 right and guess on 25, I'm gonna get 5 of those right. So then 50 plus 55 is 55 right. And there we're looking at about a 23, just slightly above it. So that's good news. So when you're taking the test and strategizing, you're focusing on I need to get these 50 right. There's certain types, on that it sounds like a lot, and we'll see on the next one on the math. So you kind of have to do some of your own gauging. At some point I'll make up a chart for you, maybe, so you do it. But it's good little practice to look at this score chart, study the schools that you want to be going to, and what the scores they require are, and what those different scores give you, and then you can strategize from there. You're not trying to learn to answer every type of question. Some of them you just don't worry about. So then we're still at this 22. We're going to look at getting 32 to 33 out of the math of them right. So if I get 30 of them right, and I guess on 30 of them, 1/5 of 36, that's a 36, which is the 24, so that's even better. So I don't even have to get 30 of them right. That's a good ultimate goal. So we got a little wiggle room. That means you got to know how to do 1 out of 2 of them. We can knock that back a little bit. This is a good 22, which is a good score, mind you. All right. And then, so we'll say 30, and then here we had 50. And then on the reading, I'm going to say 24 out of 40. And we do 20 of them right. Right. And you guess on 20. 1/5 of 20 is 4. So we're right at it just by getting 20 of them right. You might want to try to get 1 or 2 more right, but 20 of them does it right there. Look at that. And then on science, 20 of them right. Guess, and you'll get 24 of them, which will put you about a point above. So that's good news. So about 20 as well that you're trying to get right. You're trying to answer half the test. This also changes the time parameter. So math test, you've got 60 minutes to answer 60 questions, right? It's always a big deal for many people. But if you're just really, really, really trying to get 30 of them right, you can spend a minute and a half or so on each question rather than just the 1 minute. You can take your time. Now this strategy does require that you make sure you get them right. They're very good at being tricky, so that's how we're going to go about doing this. So from here, go find the state school, your state school that you might be applying to. You can go check on their admissions site, and they'll tell you the score, and you may look at one and know that a couple of the scores sort of get a range. So you say, well, if I get these numbers down here right on it, then I'll be going to such and such school with this money, and that's a great thing, and that takes a lot of stress off this whole test. I hope that is helpful. Forward along any information, respond here if you got any further questions, and next up we will start going through the questions. Remember, it's the preparing for, my handwriting's not so good some days, ACT 2017 2018 version that we're going to use. It's free, you can go find it. They'll have a PDF download so you can do it. There's one almost every year, and it's good to use the other ones to practice and identify the question types.